All right, guys, we are going to talk about gas trading cards, or GAS. I'm not really sure exactly if it's just pronounced gas, but I believe it is. And we're going to talk about these Arnold Schwarzenegger cards that they came out with. And they came out with two versions. And 110, you would get two cracked ice prism trading cards, which there's only two cards in the set, because they don't usually do multiple cards like that. It's usually like this is a one-off stuff, and you can kind of figure out how they do stuff by looking through their set. But right here, you would basically buy this right here if you're looking for an autograph. So the problem I have with this, and Gas does a great job with their stuff, I love it, but if I could give them a little bit of criticism and something to improve upon and maybe think about in the future, is what they did right here. 10's randomly inserted parallels and autographs contain a bonus third card. Rutro. Look how thick these mags are. All right. These are 130 points. They're in a big old Gas mag that they do, and they're 2 per 10 unless you get either a parallel or autograph. 1 in 9 chance of an autograph, 1 in 6 chance of receiving a base parallel card, 1 in 4 chance to receive either or. So if I buy 10 of these, realistically, I probably should get an auto and possibly a parallel, or a parallel, and that's it. But if I buy 15, I should get one. Now, the way these are probably shipped, there's probably a stack of autos, a stack of parallels, and a stack of just the 2 cards, and they just randomly threw stuff into boxes. But if I order 10, am I more likely to just get 1 auto versus somebody just randomly buying 1? If I buy 40, am I going to get 4 autos? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So again, on their end, I don't know how that works. I would like a little transparency on that, but I don't know if they'd ever share that. The other thing that I would really like to have them do is change this format in the future. Do not add a third card to the 10. I would do this instead. Since you're hand packing these anyway, I would basically state, if I get this card, this one's either a parallel or an autograph. Or if I get this card's either a parallel or an autograph. I still get only 2 cards, but I get an upgraded version of a card versus 2 of the base cards. Because you can see right here, blue, red, rainbow, gold, and cosmic for the non-autos. And then down here, you have the base. Again, there's 2 of each one, so you just multiply this by 2. You end up with 102 autographs. All right, so this is a short print run at the end of the day if you really think about it, especially with these, and based on all those numbers, you can actually figure out the print run. I didn't go and do it, but you could easily do it. If they would put a parallel autograph in those 10s that have the hits, they would be able to sell more 10s. Okay, they're shorting themselves product is basically what they're doing. So at the end of the day, they could have made more money, created a different odd factor, and also made it hard for somebody to simply pick this up and feel it's heavier to know it has a hit in it. It doesn't guarantee an auto, but it guarantees a hit. And if I bought 20 of these and 4 of them are heavy, I'd rather open 4 of these and sell the other 16. That's what I would do, because that's what everybody else is going to do or is doing. And a perfect example of this over here, if we go to eBay, we'll see real quick some of these that have sold. And there's not a lot that have sold, and they've all sold for best offer. None of them have sold straight up. This is what it is, all best offer. So people threw a big, huge price on it and took another price. You can probably go Card Ladder or whoever shows you sales of these things, if it's even being tracked, and figure that out. I have no idea what this in-hand $550 sale was. That doesn't even seem right. But this right here is what I'm looking at. So there's 10 built to perfection sealed 10 to 1 in 9 auto. So it's almost making you feel like you should get an auto in this. All right. So, but if we open this up and go down here, this box is open because, again, I don't think there's a case. They just put a bunch of these in a box and ship them. We don't know how many that they got shipped in this box. So they could order 20 of them, and they're just selling 10 right now, which I'm going to lead you to something else here in a second. And again, easily weigh them. If you go down here, it even says odds were given by manufacturer but are not guaranteed. Okay, so this basically tells you, oh, you could pull something, and I couldn't find any feedback on this. So I don't know if this person got anything, didn't get anything. It'd be very interesting. I don't know if they're just trying to resell them. They're weighing them themselves and are going to resell them. I have no idea. But this same seller is also selling 4 more of these. Now, these sold out immediately, so you couldn't go back and buy more. So they already had more. So where did they get these 4 from if they already sold a case of 10? So I don't like it. It's a little bit misleading on their end. I don't like it. But this is because you can weigh them. It turns this into, why would I buy these? I mean, at the end of the day, somebody bought them to resell them? No, they bought them to try and figure out which ones were heaviest to then resell the ones that they don't want. That's what they're doing here. Okay? It's exactly what's probably being done here. This person sells a ton of stuff too. So just, I'm doing this to tell you to be careful. If you see these at a show somewhere and they have 30 of them, pick them all up. Figure out which one's heavy. Is someone going to yell at you because they packed 3 instead of 2 in one and they made it easy? I mean, I just don't like this because they're making it too easy. So again, if you could only put 2 cards in it, and then you could stretch your product out by still giving people the 2 cards in the set, but one being a parallel and autograph if you got lucky enough to hit one of those, and then you'd sell more product. So again, I love it. I love the idea. I love what they do. They just implemented this, what I feel, incorrectly and made it too easy to be nefarious. But let's go past that now. Let's go back to the cards, because I do really like these. I really want one. I'm not paying anywhere near over $1,000 for any of these whatsoever, but it's great to see somebody like an Arnold Schwarzenegger going out into one of these, third, fourth party type trading card companies, or individuals, and doing something like this. I don't know what the agreed upon deal was. I don't know if they had a friend that hooked them up. I'd always be curious to see what they paid to have this done. I love that. I would love that information, because we know they all pay a lot less. I mean, I've heard some of these guys that do Bowman First Autos get $2 a card. So I mean, it's very, very interesting, and I'd love to see what contracts or agreements look like on those. But right here on their Instagram too, you can see Arnold actually signing one. This is fantastic. I love to see this. Transparency is huge. We see a lot of the other players that sign cards and show them to Yama, whatever. The first pick in the NBA draft just showed where he was signing his Bowman U cards, and he did first auto card ever. Again, I love that type of stuff. We're going to get a lot more of that, especially with Fanatics moving forward. But Gas is doing a great job here offering stuff like this. Again, implementation is really what I'd like to see change. Somebody did get a 1 of 1. They got it graded, assuming to preserve it or just to say it's the 1 of 1. I don't really know. So it's interesting they put PSA DNA certified as well on here when it's a pack pull auto. I don't think they usually do that, but I didn't dive deep into that either. One of the other things Gas did though is they showed us process. So this right here is getting the gold foil stamping up here in this corner. It's really hard to see, but that's where they're stamping it. Guy rolls the number over, it goes to the next digit. This little foil thing stamps it. But if you look down here, here are all the raw cards right there. And those look like they were going to be autos based on the blank white. If you notice, this plastic's pulled backwards. Why are they sliding this on this aluminum tray with all these little grooves on it? I mean, that's how you scratch things. And they're sliding in, sliding out really quick. Like, why is that plastic not rolled over to where it's rolling over the top of a nice soft surface instead of this hard, rigid surface that could scratch the hell out of that card? I don't like that part. I do like the transparency of showing this being done, but again, I already see an error being done here. Maybe that's why they don't like to show those things. Back here on the wall, there's some Topps baseball or Bowman that looked like they were samples or something that were waiting for autographs or would have been made for autographs due to the blank spot underneath them. So you'll see that here again in a second. Again, when you see videos like this, look around, see what else you see. I love to see how things are done. See these back here? Boom. Those look like Bowman. I mean, they're using this book to help create the distance here. I guess they don't have a plate, but this is probably used for multiple different things. And then there's a card over here that I don't know if that's a Panini card or not. I never really can see that. It almost looks like a score card to me. It's a tall card though. But again, guys, let me know what you think. Couple little words of advice there for Gas is, definitely don't add an extra card that's that thick and easily weighable to where you can do it by hand, to really give people the opportunity, especially on the second, third dairy market, to have an opportunity. Because if not, people are just going to take the good stuff and then leave the rest and give people false hope. That's all. We'll go over here real quick. One more. Kind of shows the different card, not the Arnold, but it looks like these were getting some type of a gloss or a laminate. I don't see any gloss or lamination on here, but when it comes out, it might be the way the light's hitting it. Definitely very glossy. So I don't know what's going on with this machine and what it really does prior to them cutting the sheets. But again, you see this is being hand done. One of those things we're always curious, like how stuff's done. Love to be able to go to one of these facilities one day, maybe just walk around, or somebody doing a really good video uh, on how this is done. Really cool though. All right, guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this and the process. And hopefully, anybody who's running gas out there, if you see this, I'm always willing to help. I'm full of a ton of ideas. But I appreciate what you're doing. Just if in the future we could make this a little less nefarious for the second and third party vendors. But all right, guys, take care.